Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome to my channel. This is my very first YouTube video, so I might mess up a bit. But basically, a lot of people wanted me to make a video explaining my story on how I found out I was pregnant, how I told my parents, Boyd, everything in between, up until now. I am 38 weeks right now. He could come any day now, but he's not. So yeah, starting off with how I found out. Basically, the only symptom I had was missing my period. And by the way, if you hear noise in the background, it's my stepdad's working, so he's making noise. But anyways, yes, I missed my period, and at first when I missed it, I didn't think anything of it because I feel like I didn't want to freak myself out. So 4, 5, 6 days go by and I'm still like, I'm gonna get it, it's just really late. And then eventually 12 days went by and I was still in denial about it. And so my friend told me to take a pregnancy test, and I did, and sure enough, it was super positive. And as soon as I saw it, I was crying. I was like, just so many emotions going through my head. Like, how am I gonna tell Boyd? How am I gonna do this? Like, I'm 16. What am I supposed to do? You know, I was just freaking out. So I wanted to go to the doctor to get, or like a clinic or something, to get a confirmed piece of paper that said it, or something, just to confirm it. So the next day, I was taken to the doctor by one of my friends, or the free clinic or something, and they basically said, yep, you're pregnant, and they gave me like a due date, and like basically gave me prenatals and everything. So I started taking prenatals, and then I had to tell Boyd because I wanted to wait until I got like a doctor's confirmation before I told like multiple people, I guess, or like Boyd and my parents. How I told Boyd was, well, I was originally supposed to tell him in person, and it ended up being on the phone because he asked me if I got my period. So there was no really getting around it. And as soon as I told him, you know, he had the same reaction as I did. Like, we were both crying. You know, he was like, how are we gonna do this? Pretty much just scared like I was. And it took a couple of days for us to like both realize that this is something we could do together. This is something that we could have in our lives. So then we had to tell our parents. And Boyd wasn't super adamant on telling them right away. And I mean, I didn't really want to tell them right away either, but I didn't want to wait a long time. About a week later, we decided to tell them, and he wrote a letter to my parents. Basically, just, we knew we weren't going to see each other afterwards, so he wanted to tell my parents like how he felt about it, because they knew they wouldn't be able to see each other. So he wrote one to my parents, and I took it, and then I wrote one to his parents that he would give to them when he told them. And that night, when we had to tell my parents, he told his first, and I always thought that he would get like in more trouble than I did, but it was actually the complete opposite. His parents were more accepting of it than my parents were. They were disappointed, but they were never angry at us. My parents, just to like make it short, they were not happy at all. It was something that took a long time to get over for my parents, but now we're okay. Like, everything's good, they're supportive. After we told our parents, we did not see each other for a while because of like the conflict between my parents and me, and just everything was super overwhelming. Yeah, we were super bummed out about that. We really wanted to see each other, just like talk and, I don't know, work things out, figure out what we're gonna do with school. But that didn't happen for about a month and a half, and honestly, that whole month and a half that I didn't see him, it's like, I can't even explain to you how it feels. Like, it was super overwhelming. One, there's so many like emotions like going through your head, especially when you can't like talk to the person that you need to talk to, you know. And my parents were still not super supportive about it, so being here and like being super emotional and pregnant and not being able to see Boyd and his family and talk to him got to my head a little bit. And I had like a breaking point and was like, I can't stay here, blah, blah, blah. So I left one night and I went to my sister's house. Being in my house just wasn't like, it didn't feel like a good environment for me to be in at that point. So I went to my sister's house for one night because I needed to just like be out of this cloud for a little. That next morning she took me to Boyd's house. And it was so good seeing him again and seeing his family again and being able to like talk to him for a little while. That was actually the first time I saw him after about like a month and a half not being able to like communicate with him or even see him. But after that happened, my parents started to let me have my phone back and stuff like during school, and then when I got home from school I'd have to give it to them. And then, you know, I got to keep it longer and longer until eventually they just stopped taking it. All the way up until I was about 20 weeks, my parents like slowly started to come around more, and we had a gender reveal, and it was really fun, it was really cute, and that's when everyone found out we were having a boy. Every day, basically, my parents get more and more excited for me, and they're super supportive for me and Boyd now. We have everything with school planned out. We have our living situations planned out. We have transportation. We're just super excited to meet our boy. We couldn't be more excited to see him now. Like, there's nothing that I would, even if I could change it and go back, I wouldn't. It just makes me so happy, the fact that, like, a little baby that we're gonna have. Now that everyone is super supportive of us, and we have everything put together, like rooms, cars, school, what we're planning for school. Boyd is going to nursing school. I still have to graduate high school. I have 2 years of high school, and then I want to do sonography. So basically I will show you my bump now. Everyone thinks I'm like 6 months, but I'm actually 9 months. This is my bump. I'm 38 weeks and 5 days. My mom's home. Sorry, my dog's barking. I won't be taking any videos of the birth, like vlogging or anything, but if you guys want, let me know and I'll make a labor and delivery video. Just basically explaining what happened through my labor and delivery, my birth plan, if it followed through or not. Yeah, let me know in the comment section if it's open.